HP. I know you are as well. So we actually get to do a little sneak peek. And not only is this the lowest price in history, it's kind of the get her done printer. I don't care if you have to copy, if you have to scan, if you have to fax, if you want to print your photos, your newsletter, it doesn't matter. This beautiful small all-in-one compact machine has a special offering that HP is doing only and exclusively for us. So for $49.95 with that free shipping, it's $16.65 to get this at home. Basically, and Daryl, I don't know if we'll go to hsn.com or not, but the ink would cost you more than you're spending for the whole shebang. So look at it this way. Buy ink, get a printer. And normally, Aaron Berger is here with me because he's responsible for the almost 700,000, 680,000 sold. Where are you gallivanting?
I don't have to be right next to you because the printer is wireless, so I can print to the printer from anywhere. So I just found a little settee over here. I've ordered a cocktail. It's gonna be one of those kind of nights, Shannon. This printer is out of this world. For less than $50 to get a printer that will copy, that will scan, that will fax, that has an auto document feeder, and that allows us to do this. Because you might look at that price and think, well, maybe they took out wireless printing or whatever. Quite the opposite. Do you know this has HP ePrint built in? So I've got a phone in my hand. This is an iPhone. It could be a Windows phone. It could be an Android phone. It could be any phone in the world. I'm using the app right now. I'm printing a picture. So now your pictures will print from anywhere directly to your, you see it's already started to print. It already, boom, it picks up that signal right away and starts to print. But not just from your phone, from any tablet, from any computer. You can actually email directly to your printers. Your printer has its own email address built in. That's how smart this printer is. So I've got an email written here, and I'm going to just send it. I've got a, what do I have, a document or a spreadsheet. Either one can be attached. I'm just gonna press send. Okay, that's off and running. Now I'm gonna go over there and join Shannon and show you what these prints look like, because this is also not just the lowest price, and I wanna say this real clearly, not just the lowest price color printing in America. Yeah, that's right. Lowest price color printing in America on any printer under $300. This is also borderless, full professional quality printing. So when you see print, and in fact, and you know what? Let's take a quick look. We've got an 8.5 by 11, a full 8.5 by 11 borderless coming out of the printer in the middle. This is just an example. This print, like I said, because it's the lowest price color printing in America,
this is crazy.
When you use HP Instant Ink, which we'll talk a lot more about, this beautiful 8.5 by 11 full borderless print costs 5 cents in ink to print. This print, which this is the first one that I printed from the computer from across the room. You could be anywhere in the world, again, because the printer has its own email address. You just email it to the printer. This printed beautifully. I'm gonna set this down. How about the picture that I printed from my phone? Americans took over a trillion pictures last year. We printed less than 1%.
Oh,
full edge to edge, whether you're 8.5 by 11, whether you're doing 4 by 6, Shannon. This costs $5 to print the, actually I'm gonna grab this 8.5 by 11. This guy over here would cost $5 to print at the print store on the kiosk. 5 cents, 5 pennies from your new printer.
And of course, we're gonna talk about that instant ink, but here's the big thing. The ink pays for the purchase.
It does.
And it's a little old thing like a half off sale, which is crazy. I mean, so basically, this is half off of retail. Thank you, Chris. So here it is, case in point, $50 worth of ink, and you're getting the whole shebang. You know, the whole idea is if you only printed your kids' photos, if you only printed all those great images from your camera phone, it would pay for itself. But all of this in this elite, sleek, compact format with a brand name that we know and love here. That's why we celebrate HP all month long. So I have to say, Aaron, it almost, if people haven't selected this yet, and I know this has been on fire already.
Yeah, we've only hit 2 or 3 airings though. That hasn't been shown
so
much.
Thousands, I'm almost afraid to say it, this is like half the quantity are gone.
It's true, yeah, a little bit more.
Like little, brief snippets of time.
3 little airings.
If people are waiting for the other shoe to drop, it almost sounds too good to be true in a way.
Well, let me give you a few little extras that you don't even know about yet. How about the, well here, first of all, this is full all-in-one. So that means I'm gonna grab a picture here. This isn't just print. This is print, this is copy, this is scan. This even has fax built in, and it has it all with a really nice, really easy to use touchscreen. So if I wanna make a copy, I'll go right here, start color copy. I'll show you that in a minute again, like everything on this. The quality is true, full professional quality. Fax built in. Those couple of times a year that you need to send a fax.
That's right.
You know, you want to have that at your home. Most printers under $100 don't have a fax machine, let alone a printer that's less than $50. I'm laughing. I'll break my train of thought here. If you look at Shannon right now, Shannon's doing cleaning.
Apparently.
Didn't warn you that you were on cleanup duty tonight because the printer is so fast. I mean, it just starts knocking out print. It's probably done, I don't know, what's that, 20 prints in the 2 or 3 minutes we've been on air.
Easy, but remember the ink pays for the purchase, and most importantly, it's the brand name. And if your printer is your weakest link, and I think it's funny because we all upgrade our cell phones. We wait for the new cell phone to come out, and we'll spend $700 or $800 on that cell phone. But then if you're wondering why do the pictures look so good on my phone or on my camera, but they don't look so good on my printer? It's because they're not HP, and HP is the #1 name when it comes to printers in America.
#1 name in printers and computers in America. This is HP month, so we do our best values of the year this month. I mean, we really, you won't see a better price, you won't see a better value, and you won't see better features on a printer. They're just as good as it gets. What you're seeing right now is the auto document feature. That was the next thing I was going to mention. So the fax, boom, built in. Copy, scan, print, all built in. This even has a really clever, let me show you this. This is the auto document feeder. So this is the Envy series, so everything tucks away really nicely. It is a very aesthetically pleasing printer. I know that's a bit of a silly thing to say, but a lot of times printers are kind of hunky. You know, they're just a little bit unwieldy.
You know, it's like put them under the cupboard, you know?
This can go in your kitchen. This can go in your, your living area, no problem. Everybody can print to it because remember, it's universally compatible with Mac, with Android, with Windows because it has HP ePrint, and it even has, listen, do you hear that? You hear that little ding? I'll put my microphone close. Do you hear that when you ding, when you load it? So it lets you know that the original is loaded. As we get into tax season, we actually include, I don't know if we've shown the price breakdown, but we include almost $100 worth of extras, including tax act.
We should do that.
Yeah,
I mean, because
probably be a good idea.
Here's the thing, that yes, the ink pays for the purchase, but more importantly, it's the quality and the brand name. So the printer everywhere else in America, like Aaron said, lowest price color printing in America, period. And then on top of it, it happens to be HP, $100 worth of your software download, plus the $25 of the tax act, and your instant ink that I know Aaron will talk about. Now, the only caveat to this is only as long as supplies last. And in the brief little snippets that we have previewed this, actually most of the quantity has been spoken for. So just use that information for what you will. Don't let your printer be your weakest link in the chain. I think a lot of us forget just how much we are married to our printers. Everybody in the family is going to use the printer. Don't let it be the weakest link. And if it was time to buy ink on your old clunky printer anyway, why not get a new one? Well,
that's the thing. I mean, is your printer old? Is your printer outdated? When you print, do you get like little lines? You know, when you try to print a full, beautiful 8.5 by 11, do you get a print like the one that I'm holding right now?
Most of us don't.
Or do you get one with lots of lines across it? Does your printer misfeed? Does it jam a lot? If your printer's outdated, if your printer's old, if you can't, this is a big thing. Can you print from your smartphone? Can you print from your tablet to your printer? If you can't, it's time to upgrade. This has ePrint built in. The other thing is, do you have to buy ink for your printer? You'll never go to the store and buy ink for this printer. I'm gonna explain that in 1 second. That's your teaser. I'm gonna show you that in a minute.
Which, by the way, just a quick aside to that, we just saw Andrew Lessman on the first Friday. You think of Andrew Lessman's auto ship. It's kind of like that. I don't have to think about it, right?
That is a great way to think about Instant Ink. I'm going to show you Instant Ink in a minute. Just real fast, here's that copy I just made. Look, it's the little leprechaun baby. Good morning. So it's the little leprechaun baby.
I'll tell you what, you better buy lots of chips and salsa because you have got flyers to spare here.
That's for my birthday party, which is still 3 months away, but we like to prepare early.
I don't know who you're inviting, but I'm coming.
Exactly. Just me and you.
I'm coming.
It's a lot of chips and salsa for just me and you, Shannon. I mean, who are we kidding here? We are the eaters in the bunch.
Well, you know we are.
You're not.
Among other things. But just to be fair, I know my mom is watching tonight. And so for my mom, we're still trying to get her integrated into Facebook and all that great stuff. So Pat does not, I mean, this has its own like little email. It has like its own little domain, so to speak.
I'm really glad you mentioned. So this has, and you guys may or may not have seen me do it at the beginning. You know what? I'll do it again right now. So for example, you can take any of your pictures that are on your phone. You can actually take them, if you take a look at the app here, from Facebook, from Instagram, or just any of the photos that you have on your phone. I'll go, let's see, I'll just say, oh, that's a cool picture. I'll take that picture right there, and I'm gonna send that. Now, I could be out to dinner with Shannon and we could be somewhere really cool. I wasn't invited to Las Vegas, but had I been, Mr. Lessman, if you're still watching.
Exactly.
Never seen your beautiful facility before. I would like to. If we had been out in Vegas together and took a picture, and I could go, oh, Shannon, that picture's so cool. Do me a favor, send that right from your phone to Aaron@hpeprint.com. When I get home, the printer has already printed the picture. It's there and it's waiting for me. So to that point, for your mom, for your grandma, so my mom has 7 kids and 20 nieces and nephews and an HPE printer in her house. And what that means is when we post things on Facebook, because my mom's not on Facebook either, we also just send it. We just email it to, Nana@hpeprint.com, and it's at mom's house, printed and wait. That is so cool. And she said it's sort of like getting mail all day long, but never getting junk mail. So that's a really, really cool part of it. And because this printer has HP Instant Ink, and I want to move into this now, the ink, the prints that mom does, that any of us do, are 50% less. It's half off HP Original Ink. So what is HP Instant Ink? This is really what puts most people over the top. HP Instant Ink is an ink replacement service. Your printer orders ink for you, so you'll always have it. So when your printer's about out of ink, it lets HP know, boom, it comes to your door. But you saw a minute ago what ink costs. It doesn't cost you $50 or $60 or $70. Nope. It costs you $4.99. I'll show you that in a minute. Monthly plans are based on pages printed, not cartridges used. So you can print all 8.5 by 11 full colors if you want, doesn't matter. No annual fee, can change, you can increase or decrease your plan at any time. Ink, shipping, cartridge recycling are included. It's not a trick, is the point. There's no contract. Look at what you save. Shannon, look at these numbers. If you do the occasional printing plan, which is 50 pages a month, for $2.99, you'll save $100 a year. Most people do the $4.99 a month, that's what I do. 5 pennies per page, you pay for your printer 4 times in the first year. You do. Save $200. Or if you print a lot, look at that number. Look how much your average yearly savings is $672 for people who print up to 300 pages. That is crazy. It's a huge number. So I'm not going to name names, Chris. He's the printer police in his house. I've heard about this before. He's the printer police, I've heard. And now that there's a new expectant baby on the way, you cannot be policing that color cartridge anymore, my friend. You just can't. You need to do the instant 8.5 by 11s for 5 pennies. But see, it's not how much you're spending, it's how much you're saving. You're right. But I think it's really true. We all have the printer police in our house where it's like, don't print that in color, right? Don't print that in color. Because it's always that madcap moment. You run out of ink, you run out of color, you run out of cyan, you run out of, red, whatever it might be at 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's when something has to be done, or that's when you just absolutely want that picture. So it's easy to see why. It's a half-off sale. It's HP. They're #1 for a reason. They do this for us. They don't do it for anybody else. Yes, we honor that free shipping, $16 on your credit card. And Daryl, if you could look up the FlexPay on the ink, just out of curiosity for me, the thing that I find interesting is, yes, the ink pays for the purchase, but I would just about bet that it is not a $16 FlexPay. That's a great point. On the ink. Really good point. Yeah. Okay, so it's like $15. Basically, for all intents and purposes, it's like the same FlexPay to get just ink. Yeah. And that's why we love HP. And at the end of the day, Aaron, obviously the value is incomparable. But if it weren't great quality, who cares what the savings are? And let's talk about that for a minute. One of the ways I sort of think about it, like, buy the cartridge, get the printer for free, or it's sort of like, pay for a fill up on the gas tank, get the car for free. Right? Because that's sort of how it works. Yeah, you're right. So if you were going to have to buy a new ink cartridge for your printer, any time in the next year, why wouldn't you do that? A lot of people buy 2 or 3 of these because some people choose not to use HP Instant Ink. I mean, it's the best. If you use it once, you will continue to use it. You will. But some people are like, I just want to stick with regular cartridges. Well, buy a couple printers. Exactly. Because the truth is, after a year or 2 years, you probably want to replace your printer. You do. Your print head starts to get old, and you want these kind of pictures every time. And that's the next thing that I sort of need to ask you. When you print on your printer, can you do full 8.5 by 11 edge-to-edge borderless photos? That's the first question. Right. Can I stop you right there? Because when I have my pictures printed at the kiosk, they can't do edge-to-edge borderless. And I'll tell you what, it ticks me off. So they get like the little thing that I used when I made annuals in high school. They look like this, and the little paper cutter, and I'm like,
come on.
No, it looks terrible.
It does.
And this print, so this print at the print store, I went and had some done. This was 69 cents at the print store. This was $4.99. This was the one from the kiosk. You can see there's still a border.
Right.
And if you look closely, you can also see lines.
You can.
And then I printed this one for 5 pennies. Look at look how much, greener the grass is.
Yeah.
Look how much greener the grass is. And this is the 5-cent photo from HP. We include a full month of HP Instant Ink, so that means you get 100 prints. Think about that for a minute. 100%. So choose your 100 favorite photos on your phone right now. Print them all 8.5 by 11, full, beautiful, borderless. It's a customer pick on hsn.com. There's over 120 reviews.
I'll tell you, we won't see the likes of this again this year. That's why we celebrate HP during March Madness all month long. Certainly, though, you may see 1 or 2 more full airings, and I realize this is just kind of like little snippets and previews that we've been showing you. Most of the quantity is already spoken for, and you know what? At least get it at home. If you're not printing right now, it's probably because your printer is the weakest link in the chain. And I can guarantee you've been upgrading your cell phone. Now you can get that same kiosk quality in your own home. And if you have not called yet, it's probably because you're like a lot of us. When Aaron and I were texting earlier, I thought, what am I missing here? Didn't they take something out to get this price?
Like the auto dock feeder or the fax
I know, because I kept reading the features
gone.
and I'm like, am I missing something?
Really not.
That's what's so crazy about this. Well, legitimately, you can see that retail value of $197. We sell this printer for $99. The manufacturer suggested retail is almost $70. And then, of course, you get basically $100 worth of bonuses. And what you really get, though, too, is not only great print quality, peace of mind. It's small, it's sleek, it's compact, it's quiet, it's not jamming.
That's right.
The pictures are gorgeous. You save money every time you print because of that instant ink.
When you go down the list, when you think this is a true all-in-one, this is HP, it's the #1 print company in America. It's print, it's copy, it's scan, it's fax. You can print from any device in the world, from anywhere in the world, because it has its own email address built in, whether you have a Mac, whether you have a PC, whether you have an Android device. One other just kind of killed the lily a little bit too much. The printer that's in front of Shannon, I'm just gonna walk down there real quickly and show y'all something. This is, and you see this has been just printing and printing. This is duplexing. It's printing on the front and the back of the page. This has a built-in duplexer, so you know what that means? It means you just saved 50% off on your ink, on your paper, pretty much for the life of your printer. See, front and the back of the page, you can use half as much paper, save yourself money, and it's good for the environment too.
Oh, wow. And again, boy, this little guy packs a punch,
They did this one right. They really did this one right. And it's such a nice footprint that you put anywhere in the house.
I've had printers that, took up an entire desk.
Tower kind of.
I know, right? So this is the printer that we all want, and it's HP. It's the brand name. It's a value they're not doing for anyone else, only as long as supplies last. 095397. You sticking around with me?
I'm not going anywhere. Yes, ma'am.
I know.
Yes,
Aaron's not going anywhere. And as we mentioned, we are celebrating HP, so that means up to $100 off with free shipping and 6 flex pay. And okay.